Well, for example, the color purple. She did an interview about that, and she said they gave us rental cars, and I was like, I can't drive myself, to set in Atlanta. There's an insurance liability. It's dangerous. Now they rob people. What do I look like? Taking myself to work by myself in a rental car. So I was like, can I get a driver and security to take me? I'm not asking for the moon. They're like, well, if you do that for you, I'll have to do it for everyone. She's like, well, do it for everyone.
She's right.
And stuff like that, they shouldn't have to fight for.
She's right. And the insurance argument is the biggest argument. Because she's absolutely right. If she gets into a car accident and gets hurt or hurts somebody else, and she's who she is, yeah. She's absolutely right.
I get it. Should she ask for that during the negotiation process?
That shouldn't even be an ask. The studio should want to make sure, protect your investment.
I don't disagree with it. But when you take a step back and you look at what happened in that movie, $100 million budget, it's made $60 million in the box office. This movie is probably going to lose tens of millions of dollars.
But like you just said, you don't know that going in.
You don't know that.
And because you don't know that, that's supposed to mean you're not supposed to do the right thing?
I'm not saying that this wasn't the right thing to do. At the end of the day, yeah, get cars for everyone. I get it. But a lot of this stuff could be worked out in the contract ahead of time. As opposed to, okay, now we're in production and now I'm going to do an interview.
That's your agent's job.
That's your agent's job.
Yeah.
It's all in a negotiation. People like to look at this from the outside, people who haven't been in Hollywood. But
what else we do? We and this is why I think it's so important, and I alluded to this before. This is why it's so important we stop just being players and start being owners. Because when you're a player, there's a fear that exists within us. If we don't do what we supposed to do, I might get fired. I won't get hired again. I got to eat, sir. So it's a mentality where we almost like slaves. We're so worried about that check. Because, listen, even when you don't get what you deserve, this still beats a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
The life you can live, the lifestyle it provides.
That's where the millionaire comment came from.
Okay. But let me address that too, though. But when you're used to eating lobster, you don't go to fish sticks. And this business feeds you lobster, even if it's on a garbage can lid. So it's like when you're used to fucking a certain way, the fear of losing that, having that being taken away from you is stifling. And, people that go, oh, you're on your soapbox, oh, boo-hoo, violins. These are regular spectators. These aren't people that live this life.
I'm not a spectator, though.
But you're in the game.
I'm in the game.
So you understand the game.
And not only am I in the game, I remember what opened my eyes to this whole situation. When I first started Vlad TV in 2008, at the same time I was working on my first documentary. It's called Ghost Ride the Whip. It's a documentary about the hyphy movement. We got a deal.
I thought it was a movie about a woman on my dick.
No.
Ghost Ride the Whip.
Yeah. Ghost Ride. Oh, the girls, the ghost.
Ghost Ride the Whip.
I got it.
Yeah, you're a little slow.
Okay, a little slow today.
That's that Russian comedic sensibility.
Exactly.
What does he mean, Ghost Ride the Whip?
I don't understand.
Go ahead.
I remember I spent months working on this film. I was in the edit bay every night. I killed myself. I put everything I had into this project. It ended up being on Netflix at one point, ended up being on BT. It had a, limited theatrical, showing in Oakland. I was so proud. My parents were there. All of Oakland showed up and supported, blah, blah, blah. I think I got $25,000 off that project, and I was the director and the producer. And I was an assistant editor, I guess. And I never saw another royalty check for the rest of my life, to this day. And I remember at that point, I said, fuck all this Hollywood shit. Okay? They're not going to pay me what I feel I deserve. I'm going to create my own content. And back then I was broke. The reason why I'm behind the camera in every shoot is because I used to hold the camera and I used to edit the footage and I used to do the write-ups and I used to put it out and upload it myself. Now I have a staff to do this. But the fact that I owned everything for 15, now 16 years put me in a financial situation that was better than most of these actors that were around during this day. So I understand firsthand. And I remember TK pointing this out in our interview, is that 150 that Taraji's complaining about the 150,000 she got for that role, if she starts her own YouTube channel, she could probably make that in a month and own all the content. 150,000 on YouTube is not that hard to do, especially if you're Taraji P. Henson. Doing interviews or doing little short skits or movies, she can make that on her own and own everything on her, completely by herself. But that's a lot harder to do than to show up at a set and read a script that someone wrote for you. It's going to take more work. It's going to take some hustle. But life will change. The industry changes. Money changes.
Well, you just said it. More work, more hustle.
Yeah.
And
but there's bigger rewards.
Okay, but if you're not used to doing more work, more hustle, you can't see the forest beyond the trees.
Whose fault is that?
Okay.
Whose fault is that?
All right. Listen, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a reason, man, where a lot of people remain stagnant and they stay where they are. And I'm telling you, fear is it's debilitating, man.
Yeah.
The fear.
Yeah.
The fear of I don't want to get fired. I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. And a lot of people, again, the reason why they love the cat shit was because he's their voice.
Yeah.
For all the people that never made it, never will, never had the guts to make it, never had the guts to try, he's their guy.